Hey guys, welcome to our team call. Lately we have been talking, just kind of going through the basics. We're getting a little bit more advanced now. We already learned how to find our niche. We learned how to talk to our niche. Now we're going to learn how to create content for that person. And I'm really excited because I got Tiffany as my co-host. And we all know she is the queen when it comes to creating content and creating reels, especially. So before we get started, I just want to tell you something that me and my sister were talking about today because, we were just talking about how all of our content did so well a few years prior. And maybe you guys feel this way too. Maybe you've been in the business for a little while. Maybe you were in a different company before coming to pharmacy. And, maybe your social media popped off about 3, 4, 5 years ago, way more than it does now. And you're wondering, why aren't you having that same success? And you see people who are just like you. I mean, they're not huge influencers and they're having massive success on TikTok. I always think back to my friend Tess, who she was on my team in my previous company. She just does influencer stuff now. And she grew to almost 1 million followers. And I'm like, you know what? She is just like every other woman on my team. She's just a normal mom. She's just a normal person. I mean, she's really cool. I love her. But I love you guys too. And we're really cool too. So why aren't we having that same success? And I was talking to her a little bit today, and I said, what is the one tip of advice you would give me if I want to start doing what you did? And she said, don't worry about the TikTok trends, the dances, like that stuff's for fun. She goes, but honestly, my following started following me so heavily because I was just real. I did my cooking, I did recipes, I did, just talking, just me talking like I would be stories. And she goes, and then the biggest piece of advice is I post 100 times a month, which averages out to be 3 times a day. And really what I was thinking is, back in the day when we had that a lot of success, when I'm going to talk for myself, when I had a lot of success, let me get everybody in. Hey Tracy, when I had a lot of success in social media, we were taught it was a little bit different. We were taught that, stories, like pretty much your whole life is on stories. When you go through the day, it's on stories. When you want to share funny moments, it's on stories. And we reserve our feed for the important stuff. Were you guys taught that? Because that is what I was taught and what I taught. And it was correct then. That was correct back then. But times have changed, you guys. And right now, like what Tess puts on as her TikToks are what I probably would put in my stories. But guess what? I'm not making money from my stories. I'm not getting new followers from my stories. I'm not getting new views from my stories. It's people who are already following me. So really, what I my plan to do is I'm gonna put more just like things that I would put in stories normally. Like maybe it's like a story time and I'm talking, I'm making my coffee. I'm gonna do that on TikTok. I'm not gonna talk of like little cute dances and stuff. I'm gonna do in my stories. I'm gonna do that on TikTok. I'm gonna do that on Reels because it's really just the more eyeballs you get. The more eyeballs you get is gonna help your account, obviously. So I think that's a kind of a spot where we're kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing everything that worked before, but it's just because it's different now. So you don't have to reserve just for the special stuff and for the important stuff on your feed. Like, use that Reels, use the TikToks, use that to get out there and show people your personality. Everybody on this call, you guys have one kick-ass personality.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second, because I don't want to just take over.
No, like, oh girl, that was weird. I don't know what happened, but it
Oh, there you are.
again,
Okay.
but that was really I don't know what happened. Probably the internet, but that really is where I was ending. Is that's what I'm looking at is reels. Reels are eyeballs. And I've had people say, I don't know what to put in reels. Think about what you put in the stories. Think about what you're watching. So now I'm going to stop talking because I got the queen here that's going to show us exactly how to do it. Because we're going to start at the basics of if you've never done a reel before. So I am going to pass it over to Tiffany so she can share her screen.
Oh, I have to unmute myself. Okay. Let me share this because I got some slides for you guys. I have to find them. Okay. Here we go. Remove my face. Hmm. Okay. Can somebody say that they can see my screen? Are we good?
We can see
Yes.
it.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. All right, guys. So, hello. Um, we're gonna talk about reels, but we're gonna go over like the basics of reels. Okay. I am gonna tell you guys, I could go on about this so long. Um, maybe we can do some more in-depth training, further down the road, but we're going to just talk about just the basics. Okay. So, first thing, why reels over other content? Now, I might be the different one here. For a while now, you've probably heard a lot of leaders that have been screaming about, like 90-day live challenges and things like that. Now, I still love lives, and I'm going to tell you guys, I still go live once in a while. Like, I don't have a strict schedule. I don't tell myself I have to go live every single day. My life is a little hectic, so I just try to fit in my content days the best that I can. But here's the reason why I love Reels. Okay. We think about different parts of content that we're going to put out on social media, and it really depends on what that content's going to do, right? So when we think about lives are really going to be for your network that you already have. I feel like we've kind of grown past those days of like we'll go live on Facebook and we have multiple people sharing that live to their friends and things like that. When lives first started, yeah, that was a great tool that we could use. But we're not seeing those shares and things like that now. So it's really about, gaining that audience that you already have, getting them to learn your personality. The same thing with stories, right? Your stories are going to be for your audience that you already have. So when you're thinking about content that you can put out that's going to reach the masses of new faces, that's what reels are going to do. Okay. Now, when we're talking about reels, this is TikTok, this is Facebook, this is Instagram, all the different social medias, but the short form content. Okay. So these are like a couple little stats that I actually shared when I talked about content in Miami. And as you guys can see on the screen, these are just a couple random videos that I did. I broke up. One of these videos had a little over 13,000 views. 97.6 percent of people that saw this reel were non-followers. Okay. A little over 1,800 on this reel, 63.2% were non-followers. And then a reel 1.3 million views, 99.8% were non-followers. Okay. So this is a big thing. Like, yes, your content can be great for the following that you already have, but this is how we're going to get in front of new faces. And when we really, really work on growing our content with Reels, then it's all about creating content for her, right? Just like Amber's been talking about for a while, and gaining those new followers because of that content, because they're going to want to see more to it. Okay. So the first thing that I want you guys to know is the secret to successful Reels is storytelling. And you're going to be able to tell stories a bunch of different ways within your reels, but I want you to just keep that in your mind. It's all about storytelling. Okay, so let's start. We don't have time tonight to like deep dive every little thing on reels and how to do them. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you guys are probably going to really like creating in TikTok or creating in Instagram, Facebook. Tools are a little bit different depending on what social media platform you use. I, in my personal opinion, think that Instagram is the easiest to do. That's just me. But we're not going to go over exactly how to do them. But I want to tell you guys, YouTube is free. Okay. My team hears me talk about this all the time. I'm like, you don't know how to do something, you're going to Google it or you're going to YouTube, and it's free. Okay. So I even went on YouTube and I was just searching like how to make a reel. There's so many videos that's beginner oriented that's going to go over those main steps that if you're brand new to reels, this is going to be a great tool. Okay. And I want to tell you guys, don't buy courses. Okay. We have so much support and so many knowledgeable people on this team that you're going to be able to find answers to things that you need. I don't believe in all the social media coaches that are going to say, buy my course and I will help you maximize your reels and all that kind of stuff. There's lots of free training that you're going to get. So that's just my personal opinion. Okay. So just use YouTube if you're new to it to jump in and just learn those basic steps. Sorry, my dog's like scratching at my door. Okay, so here is basically what I did. I kind of got to a point when I was creating content that I felt like my content was just all over the place. And I got to the point that I was struggling making sure that I put content out for like different types of categories on a regular basis. So these are my three that I feel like are not overwhelming, right? And I want you guys to have this in the back of your mind. So number one is your product highlight content. Okay. Now, before you go into showcasing every single product that pharmacy has, I suggest figuring out what your hero products are. Okay. Those are going to be the main products that number one, you are crazy excited about. Okay. If you're not excited about them, don't create content on them because it's going to show through the content that you create. Okay. So I want you to pick those hero products of yours that you absolutely love. You're knowledgeable. You know how to use, you know, ingredients, you know, all the things about it. And I want you to focus on content around that. Now, I'm not showing that you saying that you can't share different things in your stories sometimes and, you know, showcase specials and stuff like that. But you want to really put your content towards a handful of items and keep it that way so that it's not overwhelming when somebody comes to your page and sees content all over the place. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I love our nutrition line. I take all the products. I love them. I've seen great results from them. I feel better. But am I excited about making content around nutrition? Absolutely not. Okay. That's just not who I am. I tried and it wasn't exciting for me. And I felt like you could see that through the content that I was creating. So for me, I really push, of course, the beauty side of it. I show the makeup products, and I'm really, really big into our hair products because it's made such a difference with my hair. So I go full force into the makeup side, the hair side, and those are the products that I promote. Okay. Your number two types of content is going to be your opportunity content. We want to make sure that we're doing reels towards the opportunity, getting people excited about this business. And then number three is going to be your niche content. Now, this is going to be different for every single person depending on what type of content that you want to put out. Now, for me, my life revolves around being a mom. Okay. I work from home. I'm at home all the time. I'm with my 3 year old. A lot of my content right now is about potty training because that's the season that I'm in. So a lot of that niche content is going to go around being a mom, just funny things when it comes to that. And I'm going to tell you, this content right here is probably your most important. And some of you guys are going to be like, I don't understand because you would think, you know, we want to grow our business. We want to show product. We want to talk about the business. But your niche content is where you're going to be the most relatable. Okay. When we're getting in front of those new faces are going to fall in love with this type of content. They're going to relate to it. They're going to be entertained by it, all those things. And that's why they're going to want to follow your account and stick around. And then they're going to see the other content. Okay. And just like anything else, it doesn't mean that they're going to join right away or they're going to buy right away. But the more that they're seeing that content, because of that niche content, they're going to be seeing that other things with hopes that we turn them into either a customer or possibly a teammate later. Okay. So these are just a little kind of like examples that I kind of just wanted to show. You guys are welcome to go skim my social media, go look at my reels. But when we're talking about product reels, okay, so this is just like a little idea of some kind of content that I make based on the products that I want to show. Okay, so the first one and I want you guys to pay attention to like the wording, okay? So the first one, I'm not sitting here saying go buy this elixir oil, it's going to change your hair. I literally for the caption or the wording on my reel is literally you found the Holy Grail hair product. And I am putting the hair oil in my hair with photos of what my hair looked like previously. Okay. Then in the caption, that's where I'm really going to talk about the product, what I'm using, and that I've seen such a growth in my hair the past year by using this product. Okay. Um, we have the new lip lacquer shades. I made a quick video showing those. Of course, you know, the description is going to show or give a lot more information when it comes to that. Of course, I did a video with the new, you know, like Midnight Touch products that's exciting for me. And then here's another one. POV, it's hair wash day, and you finally found your hero hair products that have changed the health of your hair. Okay. And this video, literally, I recorded in my shower. Okay. I set up a tripod, I washed my hair, I conditioned my hair, like I just did the basic stuff. But the whole idea is um, I'm doing a product reel to speak to her, right? I want somebody to see this video that's struggling with their hair and the health of their hair to say, I need to know what she's using. Okay. That's how I'm connecting to somebody else on maybe, something that she's going through that she's feeling and that she's going to want to ask about these products. Okay. So this is just kind of like, like I said, a quick little idea about products. This is business. I don't know if I can just like, oh, there we go. I can take everybody's face away. Okay, so business content. And so this is just like a quick little, a couple of reels that I've done, like when it comes to business content. Now, what you can see is majority of these, I'm just sitting in my office, okay? It's not anything, like crazy that I'm doing. I'm going to find audio, which we're going to talk about in a minute, okay? And I'm literally just putting the basics that I want people to see so that they can become interested. So like literally you can make 50% commission starting promoting makeup, skincare, hair care, even nutrition. Like that's what that reel was based on. This one was the reason why I will always pick an MLM over affiliate marketing. And I was just holding my hand up. And when I dropped my hand, this little wording came up that my company pays 50%. Okay. So I'm not throwing out pharmacy this, pharmacy that. I'm hooking them a lot of the times with that commission payout. Okay, here's another one that I kind of went over like my highlights of the business while holding the join box. And then you're going to see a lot of content, which is that B-roll content. Okay, that either I'm at corporate or I'm at a training or I'm, like with other pharmacy influencers and that we take that content. I'm going to always use those for some types of business content. And a lot of this stuff is not going to, like I said, throw it in people's faces of like, okay, come join pharmacy. Like, this is why you need pharmacy. This is literally a video. If you still believing that network marketing is a scam, you've been played. I want to bait somebody in to be like, I want to know what she does, right? I'm not screaming pharmacy. Now, if they know the logo, they're going to see stuff like that, but just simple things. And we'll kind of talk about like, obviously how you can get creative with this. Okay. Now, this, my third category is my niche content. Like I said, a lot of my content is around mom life and toddler life. As you see me wiping the floor because there was pee on my floor. I'm in potty training season right now. But these are the most popular content that I put out. And one of the biggest reasonings is because they are relatable. Okay. So talking about obviously potty training. This was a sound that I found that was talking about like, oh, you're not gonna like it here or something. So I just did something funny about to the moms that like a clean house that's aesthetically pleasing. Like you're not gonna end up seeing that here. Like this might not be your space. Um, about my, son going down for a nap. Now, there's other types of content too. Amber was talking about, like basically taking what you would normally want to put in your story, kind of like those behind the scenes. This is an example of almost like a day in my life. Okay. Now, what I've kind of come up with recently is that when I try to do a reel based on like my entire day, it's way too much. And I'm trying to cut so much into content that I'll literally do just a period of my day. So I started doing like days in my life, come work with me while my son naps. And all I'm doing is literally just following myself around with a camera. I set up my camera when I do my makeup or I'm on a call or things like that. You'll see different points of views about my day. And it's literally just a quick video, just kind of giving that background. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, original content like this is going to be one of the most popular nowadays. Okay. And then this was just like another funny one. So it was literally me wiping down my fridge at 10:30 p.m. I'm going to tell you that was one of the reels that I probably got a lot of interaction with of like people literally messaging me saying, oh my gosh, I literally just wiped down my fridge at 11 o'clock last night. Like that's so funny that we're doing it around the same time, like just relatable types of things that people can see. Um, okay, so let me be very, very clear. We always talk about like not being caught in, like scrolling on social media. You're gonna have to scroll, okay, for reels, but we have to do it with intention. So there's a lot of times that I will tell myself, like I'll give myself, 15, 20 minutes. I will sit down and I will purposely get on Instagram or TikTok and I will literally just scroll the feed. Now, that doesn't mean if I see a video that I want to comment on or I want to like I'll still do those things, but I'm not intentionally doing like 333 to people, right? I'm with the mindset of I'm scrolling because I want to find inspiration to create my own content. Okay. So there's going to be two ways that you can actually do this while you're scrolling, okay? One of the biggest things is when you're scrolling, this is from Instagram, okay? I'm mainly Instagram. But when you're scrolling Instagram, when you get to somebody's reel and you see this the music down at the bottom and it's got that little arrow, that means that that audio is trending. Okay, so that's a great time to use an audio like that because it's trending. Now, let me be very clear with you, you don't always have to use a trending audio. Okay. Do they usually do better when it comes to the algorithm? Yes. But I've also had videos with original audio do very well. I've had videos with sounds that are not trending at the time and they still do well too. Okay. The algorithm is kind of crazy. So it really just depends. Majority of the times, the videos that get the most views and interaction are usually the ones that you don't even think. Okay. So is trending audio great? Yes, but you don't have to stick to only that. I just wanted to kind of like add that, okay? So when you're scrolling with intention, you're going to see this little area with your trending audio. Now, if it's an audio that you hear that you're like, I want to use that at some point, okay? Then you can do this. When you click on that audio, it is going to bring up this screen, and there's two different things that you can do. Number one, you can click use audio if you're ready to use it right then and there and you have an idea. Or when you go up to the top, you can hit this little like flag button and that is going to save the audio so that you can come back and you can find it later. Okay. Now, there's two ways that I save. Number one, I save audio. A lot of the times I will save audio for like transitional reels. Okay. I don't technically care what that reel is about at the time. I'm listening to the audio and I'm like, I know exactly what I want to do with that. It's a really great song that I could do a transition from no makeup to makeup, or that's a really good audio to like put over a hair video. Like if you have that idea of what the audio is for, just save the audio. Okay? But then there's another side of this that you can save the entire reel. And I probably do this more often than just saving the audio because this is a lot easier that when you go back into your saved, you're going to see the audio pinned on that reel, but you're also going to see what that person did with that sound already that caught your attention. Sorry, I'm like talking a lot, my throat's getting scratchy. So, what you can do is when you get to that reel and you say like, "Oh my gosh, she had a great idea with it. I want to turn that into my own." Then you're going to come down and you're going to click on those three little dots and it's going to bring up this other screen and you're going to hit save. So what this means is that you can always go back and find that audio, but you can see that entire reel again. And like I said, this is one of the most common ways that I will save inspiration to use later. Okay, so this is how you're going to find your saved audio because that's usually the next crescent, right? We save the audio, we save the reel. How am I going to find this? So when you go to your main Instagram, again, we're on Instagram, sorry for everybody that mainly uses Facebook. If you don't use Instagram, I'm just telling you, just get on Instagram too, okay? Post these reels everywhere. That's the best thing about social media. I have reels that do really, really well on Instagram and flop on Facebook. And then I'll post the next one and it flaps on Instagram and does really good on Facebook. You literally don't know, okay? So my biggest tip, post the content on every single platform because you just don't know. And you're going to be hitting different audiences. Are there going to be some people that are going to see it on all of them? Probably, but very low chance. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're friends with somebody on all platforms. So When you go to your main Instagram, you're going to click on the little hamburger menu and then you're going to click on saved. Okay. Now, when you bring up that saved folder, you're going to have all posts and you're going to have audio. Okay. So if you click on audio, that's just going to bring up all of those songs and audios that you just saved by themselves. If you click on all posts, that's going to bring up every single reel that you did that save reel. Okay. Now, the great thing, and I, of course, did not take a screenshot of this, but when you go to save a reel, you can actually click save and it's going to ask you if you want to add it to one of your folders and you can create different folders and that's what you see down here. Okay. For some reason, I have like multiple Miami folders. Okay. I go to Miami so much, I guess, but I have different folders. Okay. So I have Miami. That's like all my travel videos. Any like kind of video that I want to recreate when I'm traveling or I'm on one of these trips, all go in that same folder. Okay. Toddler videos ideas, any reel or sound or anything that I'm hearing or something that I want to recreate that has to do with mom life, it's going in that folder. I also have a show Cody. This is my husband. He doesn't have Instagram. So anything fun, I just like added to that little folder so we can ignore that one. Um, and then, of course, I have transitions. Any really good transitions with makeup, I save them there. I have pharmacy opportunity, hair videos. My algorithm was like very Turkey based, not very long ago. And I'm going to Turkey in August. So I wasn't waiting. I saved all that content in my little Turkey trip album, and I'm ready for Turkey in August. So this is a great way to stay really, really organized that when you're sitting down to create content, you already have those folders situated that you're like, okay, I need to do some product content, or I'm going to put my makeup on today. So I'm going to do a transition reel. This is a great way to go find those things to just make it a little bit easier when creating content. Okay. Um, I can't even. Oh, okay. So here's my cool little thing that I did not too long ago, and this saved my life. Now, let me be very honest with you guys. I have not been a ChatGPT fan, okay? I am 37. I have been doing this for 10 years, and I am so used to be creative, Tiffany. Push yourself, like do this stuff. You don't need a virtual assistant. Well, you know what? I started using ChatGPT, and it is a lifesaver, okay? A complete lifesaver. There was so many times that like I knew in the back of my mind what content I wanted to put out, but I would get so overwhelmed with all of these ideas that I would sit down and I would end up scrolling my folders or scrolling my saved audio to the point that I just wasted 30 minutes of my time and I haven't created content yet. Okay, that was my biggest problem. So, like, yes, I have all these great ideas, but they're scattered and I don't have a plan. Okay, this is what changed the game. Now, I didn't show you because it's like 4 pages worth, but this is what ChatGPT did for me for May. Okay. This is exactly, I'm going to move my face over here. I don't know if you guys see where I put it, but this is exactly what I asked ChatGPT. Okay. I went in there. Let's build a May content calendar. I want to post 2 short form videos a day. My main product include makeup tutorials along with hair health, focusing mainly on my hair oil, the Pharmacy Super Elixir Oil, along with adding business content into my routine, promoting the pharmacy business opportunity. Okay. So this is giving me a plan for at least 2 reels a day that is hitting those 3 product categories that I listed originally, right? Product category, pharmacy business, but then also going into, oh, this isn't my niche content, I'm sorry. But this is hitting like those main product and business, right? I can add, I did like a separate thing for like mom videos and stuff like this. So this literally gave me a plan of every single day in May and giving me a product video and a business video every single day. Now, let me be very, very clear with you. There's videos on here that I'm like, nah, that's not me, right? Not my type of content or, something that's not really like clicking with me. That's okay. This isn't meaning that you have to follow this every single day, but this at least gives you an idea. There were so many things that I went down that I was like, yes, tomorrow, this is the video that I want to do. This is the video that I want to do. And it just makes it more intentional when you're sitting down and creating content. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but my life gets hectic. Okay. So I have limited time to make sure that I'm doing all of the things that I need to do. And when it becomes time to create content, I'm sitting down, I'm putting makeup on my face, I'm doing the things that I need to do, and I'm trying to create at least 4, 5, 6 videos at a time so that I can spread that out over a few days. And this is what's going to make my life a little bit easier, that I kind of have a plan and I can go through. Now, the next thing that I can tell you when it comes to creating content is record absolutely everything. Okay. I know that sounds so simple, but it's like have it in the back of your mind. If you're going to make your coffee in the morning and you're going to put you're using the chicory coffee or putting your collagen in it, you're making a shake, you're doing those nutrition things in the morning, record yourself doing it. It could be faceless content. It could be your face sitting there making your shakes. If you're going to wash your face in the morning and do your skincare, record it. Okay. There's no reason that you should ever be putting on makeup if you're not recording it for a reel or going live. All of this can be brought into content in some sort of way that you can use that to create your short form videos. Okay. Okay. Last thing, and this is very, very, very simple. Okay. Like anything else, you have to be consistent. Okay. Now, let me be very clear with you. We all have our bad times, okay? If any of you guys follow me on social media, I have been having the most dreadful week of my life. And I have been trying to push through and be positive, but it's just like thing after thing after thing. Have I been really, really good at posting my real content this week? Absolutely not. And that is my own fault. And I know that I've been really bad with that. But what I can tell you is the times that I really focus on posting my reels, when I'm posting it consistently, then that's where I'm seeing the biggest payoff. I'm seeing more followers. I'm seeing more engagement. I'm seeing more orders. I'm seeing more team members, all of the things that are happening. But just like anything else, you can't go and post reels for a week and not see a payoff from it and say, I quit, I'm done, I'm not good at this, right? It's just like anything else. We've got to stay super, super consistent with doing it, and you're going to see the long-term effects of it just like anything else. But we can't give up. We can't say we're not good at it. Everybody starts somewhere, and I want you guys to know that. It's not, like obviously, if you haven't jumped into it, yes, it's going to be something brand new. Is it going to be perfect? Probably not. Okay. You go back and watch my first kind of reels that I did. My transitions were horrible. Like it wasn't perfect at all, but I posted the content. And the better I got, the better I started to see it, that the more that my followers are like, oh, those transitions are getting good. Like your content's getting better. All of the things are happening. Your followers are going to end up seeing that too. So just like anything else, go full force into it and say, yes, I can do this. I'm going to get better. I'm going to learn a new skill and I'm going to be super consistent with it. And if that takes just telling yourself, I'm going to post one reel a day. Okay. Yes, should we be posting 2 or 3 reels a day? Absolutely. But if you're not seasoned at it and it's something that's brand new, I would tell myself one reel a day. Do that for the next couple of weeks. Prove that you can stay consistent with that and then up your game. Okay. Try to do 2 reels a day. I've been trying to do 2 reels a day. Now I'm trying to tell myself, I was like, I'll need to step on my game and do 3. Amber was talking about 3 reels a day. I'm like, that's what I need to start doing. Okay. So don't be too hard on yourself. Stick to one, keep growing that, and have fun with it. That's the biggest thing I want to tell you guys.
Amazing. That was spot on, exactly what we needed. Thank you for coming through, Tiffany. We love you so much. You guys, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm with you. I need to step my game up too. I think we all do. So let's hold each other accountable and love on each other's posts and reels, and we can do this. I love you guys. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.